there anything more difficult than being alone, being born an orphan, being raised without knowing a father or a mother, being raised among people you do not know, none of whom care about you, do not listen to you, cannot talk to them about matters that concern you, and with all this you are required to continue in life alone, to face all its cruelty and tyranny alone. But this becomes impossible when abnormal, extraordinary things happen to you. You cannot imagine that anyone will believe you if you tell him what it happens with you, so you prefer to remain silent, hoping that you will find someone who can hear you, and not think that you are saying things that do not happen and create for yourself a world of your own, that exists only in your imagination. Hannah was a 15-year-old orphan girl. She was an orphan of her father and mother and had no parents who knew her. She lived in an orphanage. In Hannah's room there was a mirror of her own. This mirror had been bought by the orphanage from an auction that sold antiques at a very cheap price. The house placed this mirror in the corridor between the girls' rooms. As usual every day, Hannah used to sit in her room and look at this mirror, which she had always been afraid of since the house brought her to them. Hannah always saw an unseen creature behind this mirror, but she could not see his shape well, but he was always looking at her, and staring at her constantly. But on this day Hannah insisted to know what this creature is behind the mirror. So she looked closely at it, and suddenly she saw the shape of this creature only once. So Hannah screamed a lot when she saw it. The nurse in the house hugged her and took her away from this mirror. Hannah was always sitting in front of this mirror, trying to see her face, but she never succeeded in reaching that, and she did not tell this to anyone before that. Who would believe that a child of her age sees a strange creature in the mirror, staring at her always? This creature was in the form of a man with white hair, and his mouth was sewn to remain completely closed, and his eyes were black as the black of the night. Hannah did not see anything but him whenever she looked at a mirror or any reflective surface. She did not know who was chasing her everywhere. She was always afraid of him coming out of the mirror and doing anything to her. When Hannah turned 20 years old, she had to leave the house. The laws of the house stated that the child, if they reach 20 years of age, leave the house, because this house is for children only. But Hannah did not know this, so the house surprised her and told her that she must leave the house. Someone comes to adopt her, even though she has been in the home since she was an infant, but people rejected her because she had a mental disorder. Hannah was always trying to prove that she had no mental defect and that she was healthy, but to no avail. Hannah woke up one day in front of a doctor in the psychiatric hospital. This doctor asked the nurse about several things that she did not remember, but she heard him say that he would start her treatment immediately. Hannah continued to search always for the truth of what she saw in the mirror, and who was the white-haired man who was looking at her, but to no avail. She could not reach anything. One day a gray-haired man came to her, told her that he was her father, and told her everything that happened with him since Hannah was an infant, and told her that her grandmother was an evil witch. Hannah found that doing magic for his traitorous wife, and indeed the grandmother did this through her servants from the jinn, and imprisoned the wife's soul in the mirror forever, and told the father Hannah that she and her mother would remain imprisoned in the mirrors forever.